So your boy grew up in the 90s era, and having platformers like Rodgers were a very common thing. They were all over the place. Fast forward in 2019, jumping into Rodgers Radical Edition on the Nintendo Switch. I can't lie, man. The funny stuff in the game, the nice sound effects when it sounds like when you fire your gun, the power-ups, and just the goofy characters. It makes the game so lit! I love that Nintendo Switch! What's going on, Switch fam? It is your boy QKG, and we are getting down with a quick review of Rodgers Radical Edition on the Nintendo Switch, mainly just because I'm a sucker for platforms. I love that type of games, and it's a shooter as well too. You know your boy loves shooters as much as I play Modern Combat on the channel, and can't wait for Shadowgun Legends to come over as well. So let's jump into this review, and I just want to make sure I give you guys a good taste of what the game is about. So Rodgers, to be honest with you, if you're really expecting like a really in-depth story, this might not be the game for you, mainly because a lot of the platformers around that time really didn't have in-depth stories that much. They gave you a little bit of feelers here and there. This game is just more of dumb fun in a way. The game itself is you just rolling through this foreign area, killing whatever you see, wiping out any of the bad guys, quote unquote. And you actually get to pick from different characters. You don't just play as Rodgers. You can even play as my boy Duke Nukem, or even the guy from Shadow Warrior, just to name a few. So, and then each character will have their own different abilities. So even though they have the main weapon, Duke Nukem will either get like a kick. The guy from Shadow Warrior uses a sword. You pretty much get the picture. Gameplay wise, I must say, even though it's a 2D side-scrolling platform, you're going to be jumping up, getting like the different gems, and just the sound effect of the main weapon is literally legit. It's a thumper, boy. The thing makes a lot of noise, and having the different power-ups, you can jump in and get the rapid fire, you can get a laser, you can get a phoenix fire thrower, you can get the green grenade launchers. There happens to be a lot of different power-ups that you can just pick up throughout the game, and of course you can even pick up like this weird club where he screams, "I have the power," similar to He-Man. So the game tends to break the fourth wall a lot, even though it doesn't have a really in-depth story. The funny, interesting like NPCs you run into, like some of those weird characters that are just in like a bunker and they have like a power up for you or anything of that nature, having interactions with those dudes are straight hilarious, man. Now, I will say there is one thing I was worried about, even though I'm really enjoying the game, is what happens after, like the end game for the most part. And I did get pretty decently far into the game, and I did notice that I don't know if I'm going to be constantly coming back to this game, playing it nonstop, even though you do unlock the new characters throughout the game, and you can actually change those characters at any point during the main game, but it doesn't feel like I will keep going back in a way. The game is fun. It's a game I would love to experience once, but I don't know if it'll be a game that I'm constantly playing over a long period of time. Also, another thing that may worry you, boy, is that some of the platforming levels, you can get a little lost when you play. There were times when I first got the game, and I was literally stuck on like the second level for like a whopping like hour and a half, just because some of the things aren't as clear to see in a way. So you would just be roaming around until you finally notice something that was hidden in plain sight the entire time. So for that, it can sometimes make the game seem longer, and I've noticed that with other games like Onimusha. Like, I ended up finishing that game pretty quick, mainly just because I knew everything to do. But back in the day when you would play certain games like that, you would get lost, and it makes the game feel a little bit longer just because the games aren't as straight to the point as they were today. You don't see a lot of like waypoints constantly being displayed on the screen, or like indicators telling you where to go. You kind of had to figure it out on your own. So that may be a little bit of an issue for your boy, just because I got lost a lot. But I don't mind searching through certain things, but a lot of new players may not like that aspect. So overall, Rodgers Radical Edition on the Nintendo Switch, it's a fun game. I've really been enjoying the game. It is $30. I do feel like coming with all those different characters and all the content that's in the game. It doesn't seem like it's overpriced in a way. It just feels like it might be like a one and done kind of game. Like I just experienced it once and that may be it. I may be greeted with a surprise at the end, but who knows, man. So for the most part, I would have to say this is definitely a decent game. It's definitely worth the 30 bucks in my opinion. It just feels like maybe you might not have too much replay value, unfortunately. So if that's something you're not interested in, wait for it to be on sale. Wait for it to drop down to like maybe 15, 20 bucks, and that way you'll definitely get your money's worth. So I would love to thank you guys for tuning into this video, and as always, drop your comments in the comment section down below, whether it's a game you want to see me review or it's any game you want to see me cover. Leave it in the comments down below. I always make sure I chop it up with you guys down there. Alright, Swish fam, I'm going to catch you guys later. This is your boy QKG, and peace out.